y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a check-in. I haven't posted on my channel in almost 2 years, so I thought I'd kind of start off with a little question and answer, a little chatty kind of video rather than a vlog, because it's definitely been a while. So today's video I wanted to, like I said, do a little check-in, and I asked you guys on my Instagram story for some questions I can answer on productivity, motivation, and stuff that I thought that would be good for the new year. Now, I know that I'm posting this video in February of 2023. This was intended for like January or December of 2022, but life happens, so I had to film this in February. It still applies, it's still very early on in the year, and I feel like this year, I'm using this year as my growth year, and I know that a lot of other people are using it as their growth year, and I thought I'd film this little video. Let's just get right into it. So the first question that I had were, what are some good ways to wake up and feel productive? I feel like this is such a good question, and I know I at one point was looking for this, and I know for me, I need to have a to-do list and a plan from the night before. So they said to wake up and feel productive the night before I go to sleep, let's just say tomorrow, right? Tonight, I write a to-do list on my notes app so that in the morning, I'm already starting off with an organized plan and an organized way to have my day. I feel like it's very hard to wake up and not have anything planned out and expect to be productive right when you wake up. If you are someone who doesn't think they can get into the habit of writing the night before what you're gonna do, I think right when you wake up is when you want to write out your to-do list, even before maybe even getting out of bed. Like I said, my personal preference is to use the notes app on my phone. I know a lot of people use Notion. I used to use Notion. That works really well so that you have your day organized, and right when you get up, you have something to go off of. The next question is habits that keep you positive. I think in my life, I'm very adamant on being positive, and having a positive outlook on things. And I think one of those biggest habits is kind of looking at a situation and saying, am I going to benefit from having a negative outlook? A lot of times, you're not going to benefit at all from being negative. Being positive, even though it's a hard situation, helps you in your mental health, and overall sometimes helps the entire situation. If you're the bigger person or whatever it is, having a positive outlook makes life a lot easier, since there's a lot of situations where things are not going to be positive. The next question I have is what to do when you're feeling overwhelmed. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, the first thing that I need to do is just to step back, just to honestly pause everything and look at why I'm feeling overwhelmed. Is it because of schoolwork? Anything in your life? I just need to step back and think about why I'm overwhelmed. And once you do that, you can normally pinpoint what's going on, what you're feeling, and that way you can attack it. The next question I have is how to keep moving when something distracts or hurts you. Everyone goes through this. Everyone goes through times in their life where, like I said, they're either distracted or something happened. For me, with this question, I always say to myself, life keeps moving. So even though you're stuck in that moment of whatever is distracting you or hurting you, life doesn't stay in that moment with you. I watched a YouTube video. It was a professor, and he was talking to his students, and he was holding a glass of water. And he said, how much does this water weigh? One student guessed 16 ounces, another student guessed 18 ounces, another student guessed 12 ounces. The professor said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much the water weighs. It matters how long I'm holding this cup. He said, if I'm holding it for a minute, then, it's fine, right? And I'm putting it down. If I'm holding it for an hour, my arm's gonna start getting really tired. If I'm holding it all day, I might even feel paralyzed and unable to hold this or unable to move my arm. And he related that to emotions. And he related that to if you're feeling something or stuck somewhere for a minute, right? Say you're thinking of something that happened in the past for a minute. It's okay. You're saying, okay, I can get past this. If you're holding on to that for an hour, you might start getting tired and unable to do your day-to-day tasks. If you're holding it all day or however long you're holding on to that emotion, you can feel paralyzed and you won't be able to do anything. So I think the answer to that question is honestly saying, am I going to benefit from holding on to this, distracting or painful, whatever? Or is it good for me to be aware of the emotion, be aware of the feeling, but then keep going in the present time? The next question is, what are your suggestions on goal setting? Goal setting is such a good way to get yourself off being productive. I know a lot of people tend to do it around the beginning of the year. I know I personally tend to do it around the beginning of the year. I always learned in school, I know a lot of people learn this about SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So if you break your goals down into those sections and make sure that they're actually achievable and specific, I think specific is my favorite part of that entire acronym. When you have a certain goal, like say it's like, I want to read more this year, right? That's not a smart goal. Whereas saying by 2024, January 2024, I want to have read 20 books. That's a very specific goal, an achievable goal. Instead of saying, okay, you're in 2024 and you're like, my goal was I want to read more. Did I really do that? Did I not do that? Or specifically, did I read 20 books? So I think that's one of my main things in goal setting. Goal setting is, like I said, a perfect way to start getting productive and start achieving different things. And I think it's really rewarding when you have a goal and you achieve it, because I think there's a lot of things in life that you achieve and you don't take credit for and you don't see necessarily because you didn't make it a goal. Even small goals, once you achieve them, you feel so good because you had it purposely set out as a goal. The next thing is tips on positive mindset. I kind of went over this already, but like I said, like it just makes life so much better when you're looking at the positive aspects of life. There are so many positive things, and I think that the negative things always disguise them. And I feel like we sometimes can take for granted all the positive things in our lives. We should be very, very intentional with looking at the positive things in life. I think the best time to even do that is on a bad day. Say you're dealing with some negative thoughts, feelings, whatever. The best time to do that is to be like, okay, I'm not feeling good today. What is something good that's going on in my life? What's something I appreciate today? I think that just gives you a really good perspective on positive and negative things in your life, because I feel like whenever you're down, whenever you're in a negative bout or whatever, you think that all it is for me is negative, where you're just not looking for the positive things. The next question is, what are your tips on getting motivated if you're in a slump? I think for me is being aware and trying to pinpoint what's making me not motivated, whether that's I'm not waking up early enough or I'm not using time management, right? You want to pinpoint what it is so that you can attack it, like I said in one of the other questions. But I think starting slow, a lot of us sometimes we rush into things. New Year comes around and you don't do anything, right? You're not a productive person. You know you're not a productive person. And then you're like, in January, I want to wake up at 3 in the morning every day. I want to run at 4. I want to get all of my work done by 6, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not realistic sometimes. And I think we put that pressure on ourselves because of things that we see. And I also think it's really important not to compare yourself to other people. Other people have set standards for themselves, whereas you need to set realistic standards for you. I also want to apologize really quick. My AC is coming on, so if the audio changes, it's coming on right now. The last question is, how do you stay positive? Which I know this is the third question on positivity. I just wanted to kind of go over it again. I think that this year is going to be so amazing for a lot of things that we're going to be doing. And I think it's just so much easier to look at the positive things. I shouldn't say that. I think it's so much easier when you look at the positive things in life to have an enjoyable life. We can't expect our lives to be positive all the time. And this does not mean that you're positive in every single situation, because there's going to be times where you genuinely are upset or can't be positive. But when you're in situations that you can't control, that don't even really pertain to you sometimes, to be your own person and to give yourself your own happiness and not rely on other people is literally the best feeling in the world. And you can continue to live your life in a positive mindset when you don't stick to the negativity and you don't focus on the negative things. And I think that's the main thing. So yeah, that was all the questions from today, from the Instagram story that I did. Those are the questions that I wanted to kind of go over. I think they were perfect for beginning of the year questions. I know this is going to be a pretty short video. That was my intention coming onto my channel. I just want to kind of go slow and ease back into the videos. It's been a year and a half and I just disappeared off my YouTube channel. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!